Welcome back to Corona Open J-Bay, second quarter-final for the men, an all-Aussie affair, as we'll check out defending champion E.Ewing taking on the powerful Goofy in the form of C.O'Leary. These two have put in incredible performances already in this event yesterday. Very notable in what they are able to achieve, and this one looks set up sweetly.
You'd have to say advantage, though, would be with E.Ewing, forehand, defending champion, and the way he's been surfing in this event. Both these two have been actually standouts throughout this event.
Live action, here goes E.Ewing. Smooth as you like as he sets up. A quick float from him. And going down the line, wrapping a turn, not putting loads of body into that, particularly never really committing too much. Realizing that was something of a soft.
Yeah, and that was those two were battling each other for position, and it puts you a little bit deep on the point. And now a second opportunity for Ethan.
Well, by virtue of the fact that he just rode that wave, he actually puts himself in the sweet spot for this one. Ewing into the lip, tags it really hard, but then straight back, as he'll get a whipping snap in the pocket, and another really nice turn off the rail from him. This one will get frothy through here. It won't bother him too much. He'll keep a clean rail as he swings through there. So E.Ewing a couple of rides from him, and Connor left a bit deep. So positioning obviously important at the start of the heat. The temptation is to get too deep. It looks like that's what happened to Connor.
Jump way ahead with these two waves. Yes, this is going to be a score, but most likely won't be counting at the end of this. A bit of foam on the face. This turn was mostly the best turn of the wave, but the whole time he's had to fight through all of that foam on the face. So it's not going to be a massive number in a mid-size wave. So I feel like Connor now with the sitting with priority, he can take some confidence here. So look at this turn. That's that forehand. Just look at the technique. Again, arms high all the way through. That allows you to tighten the arc. If you keep those hands low and those arms low, it lengthens the arc. So he's been able to, these tight, compact spaces, able to do really tight arcs.
I feel like E.Ewing filled in where Mick Fanning left off.
And that's the first time a lot of people in the rest of the world heard about E.Ewing. We know all about him right now. Very much an established figure right now inside that top 5 heading into Trestles. Meanwhile, O'Leary looking to move up on the ratings, looking to move down the line here with speed and aggression. And the timing from him has been brilliant throughout this event. A couple of quick hits from him, unable to really go too hard. Quite tight the arcs on that one. Nevertheless, that'll feel good to get a start.
Take a look here at this wave. Is again, easy pace, but he was able to get the first move off, snapping it straight to the bottom. 3-turn combo, but this wave being as long as it is, not going to be a massive number for him.
What are you thinking, Strider?
I think, it was just a pity he couldn't come around that last section right there, because he would have really he's had a great pace, and it's obvious to me what he's going to try and do in this heat, right? Because he's got that big structure. He's just going to wait for those moments and really attack in that lip line as vertical as possible. And he's got all the, look at his technique. Every moment he's throughout this entire event, he has been hitting it on the button. Like, placement of that surfboard on the wave has been perfect.
And he won't mind taking on some of the very favoured surfers in this competition. He's got one right now. It is E.Ewing. And here he goes. Down the line, opens up, vicious on the snap, and just resets straight away into another one, drifts out the tail a touch in that. And again, just building speed, building momentum, keeping the pressure on. Strong finish.
Winds up well. He's looking down at it. That was a vicious snap right there. Then he goes to the tail slides, right? Where he's pushing it hard, pushing through it back again right there, same exact turn, and then bang for the close. So really strong surfing right there.
Yeah, it's going to be the best wave of the heat in my eyes. Even though it was a little short, but there was some high impact there. And this is, Ethan being the #1 Australian in the rankings right now. But if you look down the rankings, Jack Robinson, Ryan Callanan, and C.O'Leary, there's 2 spots available for that Olympic qualification, and it's important. And this is an opportunity for C.O'Leary to gain some ground, maybe grab a spot in that top 2. And I think if you talk to any of these Australians,
even though they're not massive, comparisons.
Here goes Connor on the backhands. Easy entry, easy exit. He'll realise that one's soft, and he'll look to hang on to prio, top of the point. Here's an opportunity for C.O'Leary to ride a good-looking set wave here. And that's more like it. It gives it a good crack of the whip. Has to just avoid that section and get going down the line. Another big hit from him, though, and much more speed, impetus, energy into this ride. And he buries the nose, and he can't really afford to make mistakes like that against Ethan Ewing.
Take a look at it again here. Is able to get the first move off. You see he's just setting it up. Where's the timing going to happen? Fades it, gets the turn done, and then has to chase it. Misses out because he had to get down the line, and then tags it. Well, again, chasing again, but this is that moment. It was vertical, had a lot of speed, but you see it just flattens out right in front of him.
And then behind him, just so much wall, beautiful surfing, flying down. It just sees his opponent, kicks out.
And see if he finds himself at the apex of it. I reckon he will, or spin now and prod himself into position. Ethan Ewing on a glassy, smooth face. Here he goes. And sets up with the high line, just pumping with control and flow and style, then opens up onto the rail and releases, gets that board going all the way back up towards the lip, really, and then swinging into a big float with the speed, tags the lip hard, and crucially makes it.
Remember the moment when he kicked out, he got himself out there with priority, one wave set, boom, he's got himself the best wave of the
redirects the board. I mean, this is, with such a down-the-line momentum on a wave. Watch this. All the way back. Fins release. I mean, that was impressive to me. Just beautiful surfing.
So cool. And again, this is, those little decisions that are made throughout a heat can make huge impacts. And it just feels like to me that was a great decision from him. Instinctual, too. Just realizing it had to make that decision while riding the wave. And sure enough, it put him in this position right here in the moment of the heat.
This is the one, I mean, on the rail, pushing super hard, turns into it as hard as he can. All the just core work done. Look at the fins are at the beach right there. That was just insane.
Almost duck diving his board back through the wave there. Unbelievable control from Ethan.
Yeah, and commitment.
That's a great looking turn, and I'm not saying I'm going to do that every day, but I'm saying that can be done by all the athletes. But actually coming out of it with speed and getting back on the face was what really impressed me.
All right, here's the fight back from C.O'Leary. A high line from him. He's real patient. It's been a hallmark to his surfing, the time between the maneuvers, timing it sweetly. This one will run away a touch here. Hasn't done loads of damage thus far. Gives it a good crack and possibly just feeling a bit of pressure, overdoing it.
On these waves, there's not as much room, so you got to get back on that back foot to pop the nose up a little quicker.
Ethan Ewing will spin again here. We'll pick this up from above. Look how shiny that is on the face. And he'll go into the lip and over it and out for an X in here. We'll pick up some vision of O'Leary from the water as we see him belt one and look really just to get back in a rhythm here at this stage. Nice hit from him, nice and vertical, and again he'll hit that pretty hard. So a nice combo from him, and it needs quite a bit more where that came from at the moment, chasing down a combination 14.
Weather, it moves in and out.
I'll check the Doppler.
Watching this here, again, the quickness, so he would have picked this wave up down the line, so he had to get high impact really quickly. 3 turns, finishing up very strong. Again, this is where the advantage of the back end, be able to whip it up into the face and go straight up in vertical.
I'm just so impressed with how he hits it on the button every time he goes to, even when he's fallen, he just hits it so perfectly in the lip. And you can see that by the way that the spray is displayed and how much comes off the back of that tail. So it's so incredible how his time.
Now for him, he's taken on Jack Robinson. That's going to be a smoker of a quarter. Meanwhile, live action, Ewing wraps one, just whips back in the pockets, and then he'll drive down the line as ever, smooth, sort of cat-like really with that turn out the top. And that one more up, sort of through right in the pocket, and then throws in something different again. So distinct variation between the maneuvers, going through the gears, taking it all in his stride.
Really look, I mean, watch how clean his rails are here. It's just unbelievable how fast he's surfing, beautiful, clean surfing, and over his board. There's no hiccups, no wobbles, no bobbles in his attack on this wave.
You think about his equipment too, and it feels to me that His board's just ever so slightly narrow than, say, someone that's riding the same size as him. So it allows him to have that knife-like approach where he's able to transition from rail to rail super quickly. I mean, a prime example is that wave, the 783, where he's able to just lay into it and quickly get that board whipped around. And that's that little bit of a narrowness will help. Obviously, combined with the rockers there, you see just...
And the pure talent. I mean, this kid is just on fire, and you can see it in his surfing today, finally, because we haven't really seen it in the event so far. But I feel like now we're starting to get a good look at Ethan and what he can do out here at J-Bay.
Done just enough, right, to get through his heats.
Yeah.
But today, needing to lift his power game.
6.77 for Ethan, so the number nudges up a touch for O'Leary. Had a paddle there. And Ethan will snaffle this thing from a relative inside position. Here he goes. Quick snap from him, real quick. And then he'll go into the tube, streaking behind the curtain. E.Ewing. Absolutely electric, blistering form. This guy, E.Ewing.
Replay here. Look at the different techniques he has in the snaps just with the arm placement.
And meanwhile, out the back, O'Leary. Chance here. 2:45 remaining. He's looking for a big 8. That's a big turn.
Oh, he's too deep. Low tide runner. Got away from him.
Sets up the barrel, but very tight quarters in there. You'd think that Connor would have been excited about this wave, but it just chased off, ran off. He was chasing it, not able to get to that next section. A little bigger wave, a little more energy, steeper on the face. Beautiful backside hook. Once again, cuts it slightly short so he can get down the line, realizing that it's going to chase and run.
He could have got under the hood. He might have been able to thread the needle there. I think spit right after.
Great reaction there from the family.
And another commanding performance from one of these two Aussies, E.Ewing. Conor O'Leary will be pretty happy with the way he's competed here at Jeffreys Bay and some of the numbers he's thrown. Ultimately, disappointment for him, though, going out in the quarters. And at a crucial stage of the season, E.Ewing going from strength to strength. Nice little moment here from these two.